Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. And by the video title, you know what this video is about. Steelers versus Chargers game preview. You know, in the first game of the season, I had the violin, I was playing the battle music for you guys. And now it's our first home game, I had to bring the guitar out. Next time I bring out a trumpet. But actually, I don't think I know how to play a trumpet. I know how to play a lot of string instruments. I never tried to play any type of like brass or anything like that. But maybe one day I'll learn how to play. But the Steelers are playing the Chargers. It's going to be a big-time game. We're going to see both teams go out there, preach the physicality. They want to win in the trenches. They want to play good defense. They want to run the football. So we're going to see which team can outwill the other. In this video right here, I'll be breaking down the positives and negatives of both offenses and defenses. And I'll also be breaking down the keys to victory, how the Steelers can find a way to win this game. So with that being said, let's get straight into the video. Okay, let's start with some of the stuff, of course, the positives and negatives of the defenses. Both team defenses are very good, so there's not really too many negatives you can really find on the defenses like that to exploit fully. Maybe you could say both teams, I don't understand to see, because the secondaries for both teams are pretty good. Of course, the up front for the Steelers is very good, and the up front for the Chargers is pretty good too as well, like that. And then you look at the linebackers and stuff, pretty good too. So there's really not too many weak spots, of course. And the defenses, of course, you can still go out there and try to make things happen like that, run the ball and try to do things to try to open some stuff up a little bit for both teams. But overall, you know, it's very hard to score on both teams' defenses. So I think both teams are going to go out there and have a pretty good day on defense like that. But the positives, of course, there's a lot of positives. Like I was mentioning in the negatives. I mentioned the positives and the negatives. You know, on the positives for both defenses, Chargers defense is relentless. You know, the secondary is very good. They got guys flying over the place. Asante Samuel, all these different individuals in the secondary flying over and can play press to press, man coverage, and do all different things. And also the pass rush, you have Joey Bosa, who's finally healthy out there, and he's going out there and playing some pretty good football. And you look at the Steelers, of course, having Alex Highsmith, those individuals going out there and can get after the quarterback. They can go out there and get after the guys. So this game right here is going to be, I don't think it'll be super high scoring. I think both teams can put some points up a little bit, but I don't think it'll be super high scoring because both defenses are very good. And they don't really allow you to do too much on them. I know the Chargers played the Panthers last game. I know the Steelers played the Broncos last game, but they still shut them down. And then the first games, the Chargers played the Raiders. The Raiders put some points up a little bit, but the Chargers really shut them down. You watch that game, and don't look at the stat sheet to watch the game. I watched that game live, and it was just dominating like that. Like man, it was just jacking them up. And then you look at, of course, the Steelers, what they did to the Falcons. Falcons scored a touchdown in the first half, but then after that, they didn't get anything else. It was 10. They only had 10 points. They got shut out in the second half and got locked down. We got dominated. Kirk Cousins had like 3 turnovers like that in that game. So they found a way to shut some teams down, some good teams down too as well, and they dominate and beat teams they're supposed to beat. So this defense is on both sides is very good and very hard to get through. So we're gonna see which one kind of lets up a little bit like that, and they're gonna be determined by, of course, mostly the offensive stuff, which I'm gonna get to right now. Now the offenses, of course, you can get some negatives on the offenses. Now, both teams are very heavily rely upon the rushing attack. And you look at the Chargers, J.K. Dobbins been balling. You know, he was with the Ravens. We know all about J.K. Dobbins, of course, in the AFC North. He was with the Ravens. He's a pretty good running back. It's just the injuries kind of kept him down a little bit. So he's now in the Chargers. He's playing very phenomenal football like that, having like 120, 30 yards first game, had 440 plus yards his last game, just going out there and just dominating like that, running the ball very well. Both quarterbacks is the main thing that's been kind of limited. Justin Herbert, we know what Justin Herbert can do. Like that is his best. We've seen him play and perform his best. Now the past year or two haven't been his best football. You know, we've seen a lot of mishaps, a lot of upsets that have been happening like that, especially last year. He had the injury and he was kind of trying to play through it and just didn't look right. So this year he haven't really done a lot because they haven't really asked him to do a lot because they run the ball well. Same thing with Justin Fields. Haven't really done a lot either like that. You watch the games, of course, both of the quarterbacks make plays when necessary, but they've mostly been relying upon their rushing attack. You know, Justin Fields got Najee and Jalen Warren. You know, the Chargers, J.K. Dobbins, the way he's been running, very good. So they've been mostly relying upon that. But that's kind of the negatives that we're going to have to see if the quarterbacks against these tough defenses, can they find a way to do it? You know, Justin Herbert's an amazing player. You know, 6 foot with 6. You know, got one of the strong arms. I always say, like, he throw the ball like a bow and arrow. Like the way he shoot a bow and arrow, his release is just so accurate. You know, like that, the way he just deliver the ball. But Justin Herbert his record of like trying to go out there and win games is not really the best record in the world. Like that, we know we see Justin Herbert with all this talent, but it's kind of been a struggle. A task people always say, well, you got this talent, but can you go out there and win when his team needs him the most? Can you go out there and be a clutch player? So that's the question. And playing against the Steelers defense, it'll come down to a point you're gonna have to make a throw, you have to make a play, and we're gonna see if he can do it. Like that. Also, Justin Fields, same thing. All the check downs and the short stuff is cool and all, but it'll come down when you play this defense like the Chargers got. It'll come down to that. Coach Harbaugh gonna make sure put some pressure on you. So it'll come down to you making a throw or making a play or something like that, doing something to try to find a way to get your team a touchdown or get your team a game win, like drive down the field, like set up for a field goal or something. It'll be a point in time where both teams and both quarterbacks will have to step up and make a play like that. And I think, of course, Justin Herbert got the edge. Of course, he's a good quarterback. He's probably like a top 10 quarterback. But, at the last year, kind of like having a down year, and people had a lot of hope for the Chargers, kind of fell off a little bit, because the receiving core wasn't the best last year. This year, the receiving core is better. Quentin Johnson from TCU having kind of getting implemented a little bit more and stuff, but both teams kind of still had that struggle. They have one guy, but then you look around, it's like a little question marks here and there around, trying to see exactly who to be the next person, who's going to be the guy with that guy. George Pickens, we know what George Pickens can do. He's a very good player. But after that, Van Jefferson haven't really done a lot. Calvin Austin haven't done a lot either like that. Those guys probably got combined 20 yards the past 2 games, which is not that good, which is horrible. So we're going to see if one of those guys can step up. Roman Wilson, the guy we drafted in the 3rd round, he's been injured. So we don't know if he'll be back this week. Most likely probably not. I had him kind of like scheduled to come back maybe week 5-ish, like around that range. I feel like the injury he had to his ankle was not severe, but it was moderate. So I think he'll be out for a few weeks. But we're going to see how he looks when he comes back. But overall, both teams gonna have to find a way to make a play. The offense is gonna have to find a way to do something. We know they can run the ball. We know they can do that things with the offensive line. They're playing very good. They can go out there and hand it off and run it. But eventually, when you're playing against tough defenses, you gotta find a way to make that big time throw. And I think we'll find out this Sunday which quarterback is gonna do it. Of course, Justin Herbert got most of the limelight to do it because he's a better quarterback like that. Justin Fields got some talent too, but he's not on that level just yet. But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens like that. But let's dive into some of the keys to victory, how I think the Steelers can win this game and how I think they can lose this game if they don't do the right things to win. So let's get into that right now. I feel like the Steelers can find a way to win this game by just being themselves, staying true to your identity. There's no need to go out there and play hero ball. Like I mentioned when Russell Wilson was going to be the starter, I said all we need is Russell Wilson to be Clark Kent. We don't need him to be Superman. Now, occasionally, he can go in the phone booth, spin around like that, and put his cape on and be Superman. But remember I kept saying, like, we just need him to be Clark Kent. Same thing goes to Justin Fields. I need Justin Fields to go out there and just be, well, he's not going to be Superman. We already got that taken. So he just go out there and be Peter Parker. And occasionally when we need you, because we're going to have to need you eventually, because the Chargers defense is very good. Coach Harbaugh is very good. He's going to put you in a situation where the pressure is on our offense to go out there and make a play. And we're going to need you to be Spider-Man. We're going to need you to put that suit on and go out there and be the hero for us like that. But we don't need to play hero ball throughout the time because this defense is very feisty, very good. No cause for turnovers. The miscommunication as well. We've seen a few times we got lucky when the center snapped the ball, just the field wasn't ready. We got lucky the past few times. 3rd time's a charm sometimes. So I hope we don't get a fumble loss or any type of turnover in this game because our team is still not fully equipped and built to come back. So we can't fall behind. So we either stay in front or stay on par like that with our opponent. So I think the Steelers will go out there and play their style, stay true to your identity, run the football, do some different things. Justin feels comfortable at the RPO action, the different things to give him an option to use his legs. Like I mentioned, having to do with that quarterback nowadays is always great. It's like going to war. Would you rather have a sword and just a sword by yourself, or you have to have a sword and a shield? So Justin Fields being able to throw the ball and run the ball like that, it gives them and open up a lot more stuff like that. Same thing with Justin Herbert as well. I think both of those quarterbacks can go out there and make some big time plays for us. But for their team, I'm gonna say for their teams and stuff. So the keys to victory really is just stay true to your identity, run the football. Don't do nothing crazy, no hero ball, and no, unless it's necessary, of course, and just don't turn the ball over. Communicate, that's the main thing. Communication is key. We're seeing a lot of mishaps, pre-snap penalties is the main thing that's been happening, of course, in the first week. And in the second week, we see a lot of holding penalties. There's different things that kind of hurting the team. Keep the penalties like low, and also communicate. Just communicate. That's all you gotta do. Communicate. You're gonna be home this time too as well. So we should see some better communication at home and see how we look at home like that, especially with this fiery defense, and go out there and make some things happen. The Chargers have beaten us a few times. I think last time we played them was when Big Ben was here. We lost to him I think, by a touchdown. And then the time before that, I think we played them. I think I was at SmackDown. I was watching SmackDown in person. It was like a SmackDown like live event, like that in person, not televised, like a live house show event. I was there in person watching it. I remember watching the game on my phone. And I think it was in 2018 when we played them that time before. I think it was. And I was watching on my phone. And I think that's the game where we had the lead and we blew the lead. Phillip Rivers was there. And we, I think Big Ben tried to throw. I think he threw I think something happened where like something crazy happened. I think an interception he threw, and then we seen, of course, I think Joe Hayden about to get an interception. His own teammate hit him and it got tossed in the air. I believe that's the last matchup before we played Justin Herbert. And I think before that, I think that was the last one before. That was like 2018, I think. And then we play a few years later against Justin Herbert. I think that's the last one. I could be mistaken. You guys can let me know down below. But we have lost the past 2 matches, I believe, to the Chargers. So let's find a way to win this one like that. You know, we playing at home. We're gonna see what happens. You know, try to keep our streak going on to be 3-0 and see what happens after this game like that for our next opponent. But right now we focus on this right here. Let's see if we can find a way to go out there and win our first home game and make some things happen. But let me break it down and end this video. My score prediction. My score prediction for this game, I think it'd be a very close game. I think the winner of this game, I can't choose a winner fully. I hope my Steelers win, of course. But I just feel like this game can go either way like that. I keep it 100. I can't be like just super biased every time like that. The game can go either way. The Chargers' offense is a little better than ours. They got a better quarterback than us. They got a better rushing attack than us as well. But I think both offenses are very similar and they're not too far apart in the gap. But I think the winner of this game is going to be at least scoring 23 points. It's going to be 23-20. It's going to be like a close game, like a game-winning field goal type of game. And, you know, Boswell is very good at that. But I think it's going to be one of those type of close games. Whoever win this game is going to win by 3 points, I think. So that's kind of my score prediction, 23-20. The winner going to have 23, the loser going to have 20. So hopefully the Steelers is on the winning side, but we'll have to see what happens. But that's all I have for today's video. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys. Most likely, I'm trying to see you. It'll be Thursday. When you see this video, it'll be Thursday. So I'll probably see you maybe on Friday. Like that. Depends on what happens. But peace out.